A family of 5 in Harlan County loses everything after a fire tears through their home.
Devastation. I didn't know, that until you're in it, you don't realize what a real total loss is.
And a video this afternoon sent the Big Blue Nation into a frenzy when P.J. Washington tweeted a clip of him walking without a cast. But the question remains, is he healthy enough to play?
Increasing clouds will be the main story for the next couple of days and into the weekend. We'll break down everything you need to know now at 6.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A family of 5 lost everything in a fire yesterday afternoon in Harlan County. Firefighters say they tried to stop the blaze, but it spread too quickly. WYMT's Connor James talked with first responders and family members about how even through this incredible loss, they are thankful everyone made it out safe.
We never become numb to destruction and loss.
You take the worst day times 10.
A fire yesterday tearing through a family of 5's home.
It's a bad day for us because there's not much we can do, and it's a very bad day for the family.
Cumberland Fire Chief Ed Bush and others couldn't stop the blaze.
No one got injured in the fire, which was the best news ever, but they still lost everything they owned.
Now, the family of 5 living here lost absolutely everything in the fire. New ATVs, a boat, not to mention everything that's gone in their house. But they just tell me they're thankful they made it out of here alive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main thing.
Luann Johnson is the homeowner's sister.
Yes.
The smoke still filling the air. The family still figuring out what's next.
We've never been through a total loss like this. Devastation. I didn't know, that until you're in it, you don't realize what a real total loss is.
But even though the blaze robbed them of memories, family heirlooms,
pictures, just things that they can't replace, but then they've got 5 people made it out.
The blaze did not take them from each other.
Yes.
In Harlan County, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
The Red Cross was called in to help. Family members tell us a GoFundMe account has also been set up. Once again, a federal judge strikes down Governor Bevin's Medicaid requirements in Kentucky. That order came down late this afternoon. A federal judge says states cannot refashion Medicaid in any way they choose. Governor Bevin wanted to add work or volunteer requirements for the program. 16 Medicaid recipients sued. The new rules were set to take effect next Monday. About 30% of Kentucky's population is enrolled in Medicaid. Tonight, new developments in a Perry County murder case. Late this afternoon, a Perry County grand jury indicted James McIntosh. Here he is. Police say he is the man who killed Danny Mullins late last month. The grand jury indicted him on murder and tampering with evidence charges. Police in Harlan County say a man ran off and jumped into a freezing river last night. Police say they stopped Roy Allen to talk to him because he matched the description of a man wanted for assaulting a state trooper. Investigators say he lied about his name and took off towards the river. They found him lying on the riverbank and partially in the river. He faces numerous charges, including wanton endangerment of police officers. Fast drivers are causing some big problems on some Pikeville streets. Now the city is cracking down on neighborhood speeders. Speedometer signs have popped up in areas like Cedar Creek after people who live there began complaining. As drivers approach the sign, it changes color and flashes the speed with a corresponding message. Public Safety Director Paul Maynard says the sign is great because of its mobility.
If it does work the way that we expect it to and people start, slowing down, if we get another issue somewhere else in the city, this sign is completely movable, so we'll be able to take it to other neighborhoods and hopefully deter that problem there as well.
The speed limit is only 35 miles per hour in this area. If you are driving the speed limit, the message says thank you. If you're driving over it, it reads too fast with an exclamation mark over the number. The parents of 2 students killed at Marshall County High School in Western Kentucky last year hope a new law will prevent another tragedy. They joined Governor Bevin today for a ceremonial signing of a school safety bill. Hillary Thornton talked to the parents who hope no one else will go through the pain they have.
Well, Governor Matt Bevin starting his remarks before signing these bills by saying it is a significant day and a sobering day, but also a day that should be celebrated.
Because their legacy will forever change the way in which we protect and take care of young people in the Commonwealth.
Governor Bevin talking about 2 students killed last year in Marshall County, Preston Cope and Bailey Holt. Senate Bill 1 is the result of a working group that formed in the wake of that school shooting. Preston's dad holding on to his baseball glove at today's ceremony.
He used it every day. I mean, you can I put my hands in it and I just feel like I'm holding his hand.
The families say it is a great start towards improving school safety. It puts an increased focus on the mental health needs of students as well as oversight of school safety through things like a statewide school safety marshal.
You send a healthy child to school and you get that call. You don't ever want a parent to feel that.
Still, the big question remains surrounding this all, how it will be funded. Lawmakers and Governor Bevin, if he is reelected, all saying they will make sure the money is there.
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, if there is anything, this is the role of government, is to take care of our citizens.
The governor also talking about, while under different circumstances, his own experience with losing his oldest daughter.
She was a senior in high school, went to school like these children, didn't come home. And it was interesting, when these things happen, there's no words I could use to describe to you what that's like. And so I have a sense of solidarity with these families. Out of that type of loss, you want something good to come. And so as a dad, I'm just grateful for this legislation.
In Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WYMT Mountain News.
The governor also ceremonially signed House Bill 46, which requires the nation's motto of "In God We Trust" be displayed in Kentucky schools. With warmer temperatures around the corner, employees at Jenny Wiley State Park are busy cleaning. Dewey Lake is one of their most visited areas. Around 1 million people visit the park each year. This year's flooding has left trash scattered on shorelines and even floating in the lake. Park naturalist Trinity Shepard says they are still working on cleaning everything up, but it will be ready for summer.
We've been able to clean a lot of this out. Now, it's still a work in progress, but we're going to be ready when season starts.
Flooding a few weeks ago gave the lake around 18 extra feet of water, which means even more trash. Volunteers have cleaned up around 15 tons of garbage from Dewey Lake so far this year.
We only need about 10 more degrees to really get out there and enjoy the lake weather. We're not far from it, and really, as we be heading into the next couple of days, we will see those 70s return here in eastern Kentucky. Notice right now in Whitesburg, it's 62, feels like 62, and your dew point is low. So comfortable temperatures, comfortable weather, and a south wind at 3 miles per hour. Temperatures right now, 67 here in Hazard. The warm spot, 63 in Richmond, and 61 as you work up to Moorhead. Cooler temperatures as you work over into Virginia, where they're sitting right now at 59 degrees. Of course, satellite radar, the big story, and you'll notice no cloud cover, a lot of sunshine, a lot of happy faces for us, and a lot of people loving that forecast here in eastern Kentucky, and that's going to continue. Notice the sunshine, the big story. Warmer temperatures also going to be something we continue to watch, and we'll even look at some rain chances for the weekend. Not a picture-perfect weekend forecast, Steve, but I think a lot of people, they're focused on Kentucky, so that's what their plans center around. Hopefully there will be a weekend game for the Cats. Of course, we'll know more coming up on Friday.
All right, Andrew, thank you. Speaking of the Cats, they are on their way to the Sweet 16, and their road to the Final Four makes a stop this Friday night, a late one, as you know, in Kansas City. Here's a good sign for Big Blue Nation, though. P.J. Washington today tweeted a video of him walking without a cast. So will he play? WYMT's Willie Hope is on P.J. Watch. Willie?
Steve, everyone cheering on the blue and white will watch and wait for the news on P.J. Washington. Washington had his boot taken off earlier today and posted a video of him of him walking around without anything on, not even a boot. So John Calipari did say, though, that everyone should curb their enthusiasm. He said that Washington did not practice today. Washington was seen in a walking boot as the Wildcats were on their way to Kansas City. So we'll still have to wait and see what happens, if Washington's going to play or not. Of course, Will Puckett and sports director Marcus Browning heading down to Kansas City, so we'll have more updates tomorrow.
Probably be tough games from here on out, with or without PJ Washington.
Houston, a very good team. You get either North Carolina, who looks very good right now.
And they have to get by Auburn first, so
yeah, they do.
A lot of good games ahead probably. Thank you very much, Willie. Well, in our latest web poll, we want to know if you think PJ will play against Houston Friday night. Currently, about 62% of you do not think so. 38% believe he will. And again, that game tips off around 10 o'clock on TBS Friday night. And our coverage of the Sweet 16 in Kansas City begins with our crew tomorrow on First at 4. Well, tonight it's the talk of national politicos. A rising Democrat could make a trip to the mountains soon. During a frank debate in the nation's capital, Congressman Andy Barr invited New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to take a trip underground. She is sponsoring a controversial bill known as the Green New Deal. The plan tackles climate change on the federal level. It would move money and resources away from the coal industry and toward renewable energy. One congressman accused her of favoring the elite and hurting the poor. She took issue with the statement and fired back. Congressman Barr then stepped in and offered for her to come to the Bluegrass.
And I want to invite the gentlelady to come to Eastern Kentucky, my home area, where thousands of coal miners no longer have paychecks. I invite her to go underground with me and meet the men and women who do heroic work to power the American economy.
Representative Ocasio-Cortez told Congressman Barr she would be happy to come to Kentucky. And tonight we're going to shift our focus to coal leaders to get their take on this plan and discussion. For that, we head out to Harlan County, where WYMT's Justin Case is live. Justin?
Steve, I'm here at JRL Coal here in Harlan County. Up there you can see behind me, that is the mine. That's actually the surface mine that's been here for about 100 years now. And actually JRL Coal just hired more than 260 new coal miners just last month. So coal is a really central focal point for a lot of the people here in Harlan County. But I talked with some coal miners not too long ago. They say that, you know, without coal, they really don't know what they would do in their lives. If the Green New Deal was in place, of course, there would be a big push for renewables and coal would take a back seat. And they say without coal, they're not sure they would be able to put their families through school. They're not sure really what their lives would look like at this point. And they really just want to let people know that coal is something they don't want to see go away here.
Coal has provided me and my family with each and everything we've been blessed with as far as our finances. People often say that, but it allows us to provide for our neighbors and our community, and it has oftentimes allowed us to extend our hand with it.
Steve, now one final point. I did talk with the mine's general manager here. He's very familiar with the Green New Deal. He says it's a very divisive issue. He says people are either strongly opposed or against or in favor of the Green New Deal. But he says in places like this is a place where it can help communities rise. It can help communities support their families and just grow together as a community. He says that he really doesn't want to see that end and go away anytime soon. And of course, we don't have any information or updates as to when Ocasio-Cortez could come to the mountains or which part of the mountains she could come to, but we'll have more from miners here on what their opinions of the Green New Deal are coming up tonight at 11. Steve?
All right, Justin, thank you. A Southern Kentucky hospital wants to add a new wing for new babies. St. Joseph London needs $1.4 million for a neonatal intensive care unit. A substantial number of babies and mothers are currently being sent to Kentucky Children's Hospital in Lexington to better care for the babies. This increase in babies needing NICU care is in direct relation to the state's drug epidemic and mothers having their babies at older ages.
Board certified neonatologist, nurse practitioners 24/7, and the specialty equipment that goes into creating a NICU can also be very expensive, very specialized equipment for these tiny babies.
Tonight at 11, WKYT's Miranda Combs has more from a doctor about why keeping babies in their home communities is best for everyone.
Well, the temperatures are warm here in Eastern Kentucky, but if you're a Kentucky fan and you're headed west, say to Kansas City, what's the weather going to be like there for you? Of course, we'll break down that forecast coming up in 4 minutes.
And just ahead, we'll tell you how some people in Whitley County are teaming up to help folks battling cancer.
When you see news happening, dial star 57 or text your news tip to 5757. Service is provided by Appalachian Wireless. Better service, bigger savings.
3.